The Ordinary Discussion Podcast.
So when they ask this question, so that this is actually how I'd answer. I'd say, well, what have you been through? And I'm going to find out the pain. They're asking because there's pain. Mm-hmm. I'll say, what's your pain? And then you can kind of get into a relationship. There's a little bit of sharing somebody's story. But the problem with this is I'm going to give you a theological answer for a emotional question. And sometimes a theological answer doesn't quite itch that scratch. Yeah. Scratch that itch. Yep, itch that scratch. You know what I mean?
We got you.
So before even answering the question, you got to go, I can give you, and I'm about to give you what I believe is a very good argument and good answer, but it's not going to necessarily feel good
and what
per
is that?
se. So what is the answer? At this point, I'm gonna use a handful of stories I've heard. So first of all, is pain and suffering always bad? Here's my illustration. I've heard so many stories personally. I have heard stories secondhand, whether it's from a friend, from a pastor, and it goes like this. Cancer, AIDS, fill in a blank with something really bad. And someone will say, it was awful. I have a friend going through cancer, chemo right now. It's terrible. It's sad. He's in pain. Hard on the family, finances, everything. And then you hear people, and I know every one of you have heard this, you've heard this, and they go, once they've come through it, if and when they have, the person who has gone through experience terrible pain, I've heard it was the best thing that ever happened to me. The grass is greener, the sky is bluer, my relationships are better.
Yeah.
I actually have a better life because of the pain I went through. And so can God redeem that? Yes. I remember getting hurt, getting sick, having people in the hospital, and they're like, Romans 8:28, all things work together for good for those who love God and been called according to his purpose. And I go, man, maybe there is something to that. Can God will bring in Satan, who's a part of this answer, that there is somebody who wants to take us out, kill, steal, and destroy. We're going to look at the nemesis and go, is he wreaking havoc? Yes. Can God redeem that? Yes. People who have, well, I would say they hit rock bottom, drugs, alcohol, fill in the blank. And what happened at that point? What do people do? They cry out to God.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, let's not look at evil and pain, or let's not look at pain and suffering and say it's the worst thing that's ever happened, because that's actually not a lot of people's answer.